And well, it's that time where you're probably full of haggis and neeps at the moment, because 25th, when it was Chinese New Year, it was also Burns Night. So any Chinaman living in Scotland will be sort of not with us at the moment because they'll be still recovering. So happy Burns Night and happy Chinese New Year to you, and welcome to Monday night. It's Monday night and it's the eModels live stream. I had to think about that, where it was then. But yeah, it's the eModels live stream. So welcome. And we're all back. There's one, I can see at the bottom of the screen, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, Foxx is back. Hello, Foxx. Where have you been? Have you brought a note? Did you bring
Hello,
biscuits?
I'm back. Yes, Mama Foxx is not poorly anymore, so I'm back now.
Yeah.
Thank you to everybody who said get well soon, Mama Foxx.
Yeah.
And in honour of Burns Night, I want some gift the gifty gears to see ourselves as others see us.
Now, I was going to recite the address to the haggis, but when I read it like Robbie Burns wrote it, I thought, I can't do that.
Oh, you should have given it to me. I could have butchered that for you.
Yeah.
I would have done it, but she's out.
I take great pride in that every time I try and do a Scottish accent, my Scottish father vigorously spins on his axis in his grave. He's probably there going, "What are you doing?"
So I know it was. I know one bit says as long as you're in him. But never mind. Yeah. So if I was going to do the ode to the haggis, but no.
You should both be really good at Scottish accents because you're almost there.
Yeah, I can see that if I stand on tiptoes and looking out the window, I can see the border. Yeah.
But by that logic, Chris, then you should be really good at a French accent.
Yeah.
Go on then.
No.
Yes, you're French.
But that's the whole. There's water in the way of that. It's different.
Yeah. My father would also be horribly embarrassed because I thought for many years that the wee sleek at curing timorous beastie was about a haggis, and it's not. It was about a mouse. So my Scottish heritage is I'm an embarrassment to my ancestors. I really am.
Right, who else we got? We got Chris. Good evening, Chris. How are you?
Good evening. I'm all right. Yeah. Pretty normal. Things happen. You just get on with it, and everything's lovely here. How are you?
We're all fine here now. Thank you. Very, very, very quickly, Ted. Sorry to interrupt. Very, very quickly. I fiddled with the audio again. Can everybody let me know if I am louder or quieter than everybody else, or if we all sound about the same? Because I can't tell. We can't tell at this end. So let me know if I'm louder or quieter than everybody else, or if it's all right.
Have we got to do talkie again?
No. Just throughout the course of the show.
But if we talk individually, then you can hear Foxx is number 1, and if I'm number 2, how's the volume between 1 and 2? Is it 1 or is it 2? Is it 1? Oh, it's opticians, isn't it? That's different.
Different lenses. Is it 1 or is it 2?
Yeah. I've just, as you know, I've just recently been to the opticians, and they do that. Go, is it 1? Is it 2? Is it 1? Hang on a minute. Hang on. Slow down. Yeah. Can I have a look again? No. Oh, you want us to 2?
It's like, can I get through the door first? Can I get in the shop first?
But it's funny when you get your new glasses. Why are they never as good as the ones that you had on in the shop with all the different lenses?
I know.
They're really uncomfortable on the high street.
I had an epic facepalm moment. I didn't have a facepalm moment, but I had occasion to facepalm when I got my new glasses like earlier last year, because I'm sat there in the opticians waiting to be called in to go to the eye test, and a woman walks in at the counter, and in the middle of the opticians, it's Specsavers, and she says, "Do you do glasses?"
And I'm like, you're going to mention the FaceTime that might have happened earlier today when someone pressed the wrong button.
Yeah, there was a button pressed today, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone pressed a button.
I don't press buttons. I do press buttons. Yeah.
We might have all heard of phones making funny noises at us because Ted pressed the button.
Yeah. When Ted butt dials video calls. That's how extreme Ted is.
Yeah, it was like someone's let Ted near the buttons again.
Nobody wants to answer the video call when Ted's phone's in his pocket.
That's it. But the thing is, it goes off at my end as well. It starts ringing. And I think, what have I done? What have I done? Panic. Press all the buttons. And I shut the app down, but it's still ringing in the background. And then I have to...
Poor Tony, of course, because poor Tony doesn't even know what that sound on his phone means because he's never done a video. He's like, why's my phone making this noise? What does that mean?
It's witchcraft.
People are saying the sound is about right. So cool. I always need to make sure that, because I'm on a separate audio feed to the guys in the Hangout, so I need to know if I'm too loud or too quiet.
Yeah, people are saying that sound levels are good, all good. Sound level fine for all of you, said Anders. Phil says, except Ted, whose sound is out of focus.
Excellent. This is normal. This is acceptable.
That's normal. Yeah.
That's down to a lifetime of gin.
Oh, it's disappeared. Where's he gone?
Ooh, what?
What happened?
What? Who's gone? Nobody's gone. Ted, what have you pushed?
I didn't know. Fox, yeah, your camera keeps going off, Fox. It keeps going to the model making guru logo.
I can refresh. It doesn't do that at my end. I shall refresh though. Hang on.
Anyway, whilst we're waiting,
There you go.
Yeah, we'll go across and ask Colin what he's been up to this week.
I've been doing a bit of work on my London taxi, bit of filming on the 1/4 scale Rossi bike, so that'll be going up this week. And I dug me ball tank out, ready to start filming the eModels build. So,
Ooh, eModels build, eModels build, eModels build.
yeah,
eModels
eModels build, eModels. Yeah. I won't sing; it's bad.
Yeah.
It's Ted's job.
Yeah. Ted's the jingles.
Yeah, we should have jingles for everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, whilst we're over with you, then, Colin, what is your factoid of the week then?
Factoid of the week is just over here, and on this very day in 1926, John Logie Baird gave the first demonstration of true television system in London.
Was that the one with the picnic baskets?
It was a pictorial transmission machine called a televisor.
Televisor.
And that was in 1926.
That was such a silly name. Everybody knows you should have just called it the Interocitor, but they.
And also, not one to disappoint our viewers.
Who died this?
Because they do expect it.
If don't mind, we've got a death, and this is a name that you're going to mock me for now repeatedly, you lot.
Death of the week, death of the week, death of the week.
On this very day, Sir Thomas Octave Murdoch Sopwith dropped dead.
His parents had
Does it really say drop dead?
Dropped dead at age 101. He was an English aircraft designer and manufacturer whose pioneering firm was famous for the British World War I military aircraft, coincidentally called a Sopwith.
God bless him and all who sails.
I just had a thought there. Can you imagine that going into the guy that carves the headstones? And what's the gentleman's name, sir? Really?
Yeah. I mean, that's a mouthful, isn't it? I'm surprised because I've been practicing that before we came on air, and I took a couple of attempts. But yeah, so
Did you not find anyone else that died that had an easier name?
Yeah, but I kind of liked that one. It sounded a bit better than Mayor Forties, who died, and he was 76 on this very day.
Yeah.
Right? Another one.
I do like how a lot of these deaths have a lot in common. Really, they're old.
I think I'd be good as a funeral director. You know, he dropped dead this morning. He's brown bread, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's brown bread.
Oh yeah. There you go. You've got your Monday death of the week.
Death of the week, death of the week.
Tune in next
Death of the week.
I'll be doing it. It's an eModels death. It's an eModels death.
Yeah, people are now waiting to die on a Monday, and in a hope that we'll get a mention on the eModels live stream.
Yeah. I mean, it's people message me now going, "Good to see you done a death, mate. Cheers."
Yeah, we are the go-to destination for death notices. Some would say the final destination.
If you want your obituary to be announced, I'm the man to do it. Look at the camera, Colin.
Oh yes, if you're wondering why when Colin started doing his fact today, he said fact of the day, which is over here. It's because we're all trying to, like you train a vine to grow up your garage. We're trying to train Colin to look at the camera.
Yeah, you've done well. I'm no longer typing, so I'm doing well.
If we can get him to do one thing different each week.
Well, there may be
Wait a
some...
minute, it's typing.
Yeah,
No, I'm not. That's what I've had to resort to.
Look at the camera.
Yeah.
It works on a reward scheme with Colin. You see, every time he gets something right, Foxx presses a button, and a little treat drops out.
Yeah, but I've got to tell you, you think it's expensive buying kibbles for a puppy. Imagine buying kibbles for Colin. He's a bit bigger than a puppy. That's a big bag of kibble.
I'm a bit of a door frame filler, I'm afraid.
You have to get the big family bags.
Yeah.
So next week we're going to train him not to poop on the carpet.
Sprue glue addict saying that I'm a manager of a certain person we can't mention's appreciation society.
I see no such comments.
Yeah, it did get a lot of mentioning last week, that certain person, didn't it?
Oh no, he didn't. We didn't mention anything to do with that, did we?
Oh, no, sorry, we didn't. Yeah, it was good,
No, nothing at all.
I haven't actually watched last week's show. So.
Yeah, I never said anything.
We never mentioned cheats or anything like that.
No, we didn't.
I haven't watched last week's show, so
I don't remember.
I should just say nothing.
Anyway, now over to Chris to tell us who's in tonight. Who's joining?
That was a handbrake turn.
Let's have a look. First in the chat, according to my live chat here, is Colin at Festa 67's workshop.
There you go.
I don't know why. He's never in chat, but he was a little bit. So then we have Sergeant Bones, Sprue and Glue, Sergeant Bones, Sprue and Glue, and Sergeant Bones, and Festa 67's workshop. Then we have Stewpot. Graham McRobert is here. Lynn's about. She's off today, but was called in, so she's in and sneaked out again. She might not be here anymore. But if you were here and if you're watching again, then hello.
Hello.
AJ is still here, probably. I'm there. This is the pre-show bit where you're all just talking amongst yourselves, and there's only like 4 of you talking, so it's difficult to get through this because it's all the same names. Yeah. Skipper Ted was there. He was there for a long time before he came in here.
Yeah, we were like, "Where's Ted? He's everywhere apart from in here."
I like to build the tension up. I like to build the tension up. Like, is he coming in? Is he not coming in?
It's the pre-show warm-up, Ted, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I don't like to peak too soon, but I don't like to give the crowd too much before I come in.
Yeah, we actually have several Teds on the books. We have the pre-show warm-up Ted, we have a full-on Ted, and we have the post-show Ted.
And then we've got the hero Ted for the camera shots.
Yeah, for the close-ups.
We haven't seen the gin Ted for a long time.
You don't want to see the gin Ted.
No, angry gin Ted. Andrew Preston is here, as is Paul Horner. Then everybody else is still here. We were wondering where Ted was. Red Len, Cynical Steve. Said all them before. Paul de Tomasso's here. Kitchen Table Modeler, who we don't know where they model. Spilly Q8, Sebastian Kramer, Model Officer, is here. Skullfish.
Oh, you haven't got a button, have you?
I've got a button, but it won't do anything. But I've got a real Fox here that will do it live.
But you said it out loud now. You're broken the curse.
It doesn't matter. I can still say it again.
So you have to press the button. Do a button pressing animation. Oh, go on. I'm waiting for you to press the button. At least do it. Skullfish.
That went well.
Yeah, that didn't work. We were in plan that.
I was waiting for you to do some sort of.
It shows that the rehearsals are paying off.
I was waiting for you to do some sort of like subtle hint with the gesture, so I could.
Do you want to add that to your list, Ted? Things we need to practice.
Yeah,
things for camera and Skullfish.
Yeah, things we need to talk about in my office.
Well, he's not supposed to say Skullfish. He's not supposed to actually say Skullfish.
Philip Prime is here. Paul Horner. Then we have
Skullfish. Is that a bit loud?
And Jamie Bone.
Is anybody wearing headphones that now really hates me?
John Stone is here with a question. We'll come back to that in a little bit, John. eModels UK is here. Chrono Man. Sprue and Glue. Agent Orange 13 says hi from Germany. So hi Germany.
Hello, mate.
Guten Abend.
Ickle Pete. I said that already. Did that, Phil Lewis?
I still haven't found out if there's a big Pete.
Anders is here. Swigging Pig. Wayne Hayward. 5760 scale models.
Hello,
Grace. Edward. VW Power. Andy M.
VW Power.
Donald McKenzie.
Some names just need a movie announcer voice, don't they?
Nevbo's here, another one of your mods.
Hey, Nevbo.
Pete Rogers. And Matthew Birtles. No, as I've already said, I'm pretty sure. And then they're all repeating themselves. So let's go back to the question that I said I was going to return
Yeah,
to.
but, yeah, but,
Find it
yeah,
again.
I think next week you should practice doing it in the style of the ITV Sport when they read the football results out.
Well, hang on, you've got the
What,
you've
like-
got the Dickie Davis moustache going on.
John
Yeah.
Stone 1, Sergeant Bones 0.
Yeah, Nepo
He's
Model
far. He's
Making,
far.
Edward Leonard, Matthew Birtles, Spruglu,
He's
Phil
5'4",
Lewis.
4'5".
Spruglu, Zadster.
Did you ever notice when they did that if there was going to be a nil scored, they'd go Midlothian 3, West Bromwich Albion 0. They'd always leave a massive long pause before the nil score.
Yeah, you could probably tell when it was his team as well. Like Manchester United won. Yeah.
Some other team 5.
John Stone says, "Hi, modelers. Can anyone help? I'm going to use AK True Metal Brass for some 1/16 shell casings. It is wax based. What can I use to seal it once it's dry and buffed? Many thanks for any help." I don't know, but somebody does.
Over to Ted. Over to Ted. Over to Ted.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that, Chris. And yeah, it's a nice link over there. A link. Taking it. I'll take that question.
Welcome to 1984 Outside Broadcasts.
Yeah, John. I've used that wax, the True Metal wax. I was going to get some out to show everybody what we're on about, but it's in the cupboard down there, and it's underneath a load of stuff, and it was too late by the time the question came through to get it out. It's cracking stuff. AK Battles, as you probably know. Put it on a black undercoat, buff it, and it'll become nice and shiny. You can leave it as it is. If your model is going to be a shelf queen, and or the part you're going to have is sort of encased in something, like I used it on the torpedoes on the submarine, and they were behind the plastic sort of hull that you could see through, so nothing was going to get touched. You can leave it. It's quite hard when it goes off. However, you can overcoat it by just a standard clear coat.
Would it need to be an acrylic? I said acrylic, not
lacquer. Yeah. I actually overcoated it with Pledge because it wasn't. I just had some decals to put on, so that's all I used. But you can use an acrylic overcoat to put it on, and it's pretty good. It does wear off if you handle it lots, but put a clear coat on it, you should be all right. As long as it's acrylic clear coat, that'll do the job.
Does it lose any of its metallic sheen when you put a clear coat on?
No, it doesn't really. Sort of negligible, but no. But if you can leave it bare, you're not going to touch it. Just leave it like that. It goes fairly hard.
I would kind of posit that if you're at the point of your modelling career where you're using paints like that, you're probably not going to be handling those models much anyway once they're done. No. So,
yeah, there are other sort of shiny metal coats available that are a bit more hard wearing than the wax. I think you've used them yourself, haven't you, Fox? What's that one?
Sorry, I wasn't listening. What
was the metal coat that you used?
Oh, I used.
Metalizer.
I've used C1. It's got dust on it. It's been a while. I've used. I'll put the camera on me. I've used C1 Metalizer, which is back to front for you guys. I know.
Yeah.
Google. What can we do? Which is a buffing powder. It's the same kind of stuff as the Ushi van der Rosen, but without the whole being flammable.
Yeah.
Thing. It's just not. I wouldn't say just graphite, but it's like a buffing powder. It's like taking graphite, smearing it all over the model with some fluffy stuff, and then you buff it off, and it makes a real nice reflective. If you do it over gloss black, it's a real nice reflective chrome finish. It's actually quite durable. You can handle it, and it doesn't necessarily come off. And it will take decals. So I did the mega size Unicorn Gundam. I did the whole thing in just bare metal effect, sort of chrome bare metal effect using those powders, and it didn't get a gloss coat on it, and it's still fine today.
Yeah, I mean, I did it with Ushi van der Rosen, and I just went over it with Plasticoat clear acrylic sealer, and it just gave it that surface, bit like what I do when I print my own decals. Just give it that coat, and it works a treat.
I mean, if you want to do just regular paints, the regular acrylic metallics generally tend to be all right, but not brilliant, except the Vallejo metal colours. which are absolutely fantastic. The pigment is so fine that when you spray these on something, they don't look like acrylic metallic paints because the pigment is really fine, and they will take a gloss varnish. Most metallics, if you spray a gloss varnish on them, they'll either tend to, before you go ahead and put a gloss coat on a metallic, anything like that, any kind of powders and stuff, do some testing, because most things will be fine. Some may lose a little bit of the metallic luster, just a little bit, and then some things will just go horribly wrong. The Mr. Metal, I need to clear my throat, but the Mr. Metal lacquers that are buffable, they look really nice when you buff them, but if you put a gloss coat on, they just kind of look grey. So do whatever you're going to use for metallic. If you want a specific like chromy look or something, do tests on some spare bits first with gloss coats, because you don't want to do a whole load of work on something to make it look chromy or glossy and then ruin it with a gloss coat that makes it look like grey plastic. So just do some tests first.
A refresh, Fox. You've gone very blurry, buddy.
Have I? Hang on a second.
Yeah, I think if you're doing, was it the AT you was doing something like that, which is, it's going to be sort of weathered and such anyway. It's not going to be super sharp.
Yeah, I mean, I tend to do sort of something on an old bit of sprue, as a tester, just to see how it's going to react, and then you've not ruined your model, then, have you?
Yeah.
Doug Hopton says, "Why am I getting no picture and sound? Turn the telly on."
Well, there's no point in answering that, because
I know. I was going to say, just as I said it, I thought, "Oh yeah, good point."
Anders says, "I press mute when I see you move near the mic now, Fox."
Yeah, it's a good tactic.
And Kitchen Table Modeler says, "Just deaf in one ear now." So yeah, I think
the thing is,
about your speaking of the word that shall not be mentioned.
The way to know is that either I'll start moving or you'll hear as my keyboard gets pushed in, so I can lean forward.
Apparently, there's 2 people in the chat that shouldn't be in there.
I don't know about that. Donald McKenzie says, "Not that I want a shout out, but it's my birthday." And my wife said, "Really? Number 11 blades is all you want?"
So we could sing happy birthday, but it might become a thing and it might get us kicked off the internet.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we did. You don't want to hear us sing happy birthday. We
No,
do
it's
try.
bad.
Yeah. We do.
Michael Jackman has a question. He says, "Metaluna into Rossiter control. Hear me." That's a good reference. I get the reference. Obviously, nobody else does.
I thought that was another reference. I just thought it was somebody commenting on another metallic paint.
Into Rossiter, it's just a legend. I can even see the little components. Never mind. Moving on. Anyway, he says, "I need help and advice on my new project, a Revell 132nd ME109G-6. How do you paint the mottling on the upper fuselage? Is that kind of? It's not." If it's the ME109G, was that the jet fighter? That's not the jet fighter, is it?
No.
No.
I think there's actually a photo etch stencil for doing that modelling.
Yeah.
I mean, it is airbrush work. You're pretty much doing airbrush work. You're not going to brush paint that.
Yeah, I mean, Osric's saying they're freehand and low pressure. I don't know whether Sarge or Vincent are in the chat, but they're normally the people. But I mean, in real life, they was done with mops, weren't they, and stippled and that. But I think the mask set you can get.
Is it the little squiggly worm?
No,
pattern?
I think it's
fluffy.
the spot.
You know, it's like the leopard spot one, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like someone's done a sponge finish on it. You know that mottling effect.
That was the thing. We did our bathroom like that once. That was quite a thing.
What, blue on the bottom and mottled on the top?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
From similar things I've done in the past, I would say, like Colin said, very low pressure. So you want to thin your paints down. You might even want to use very thin enamels or like really thin down, so that if you if you can find the right color that you want as an enamel, whether it's a weathering product like an Ammo by Mig streaking grime that might just happen to be the right color or something like that, or just an enamel paint. The reason I'm saying enamels, thin it down really, 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 really thin, lower your pressure, and if you've got a really fine airbrush like a 0.2, if you haven't, don't worry, just use really low pressure and carefully add your mottling. But if you go wrong anywhere, if you do it with enamels, you can just wipe it off. And you're not doing it. If you do it with acrylics and you go, "Oh, that's a bit too big," you have to repaint it. So if you use some really thin down, apart from the fact it's thin so you can build it up slowly, it's also allow you to spray at low pressure, and therefore you can get the subtle mottling effect. So that's how I do it. I don't know if that's the right way to do it. That's how I do it.
Yeah. 1 or 2 people are mentioning in chat to use a sponge. What you need to do though is get a really dense sponge, because obviously sponge comes in different densities, like bath sponge. If you ripped a bit off that, the texture of it would be too thick. But if you go to like a packing sponge, something that you find in a pelly case or something like that, that's really dense, thick foam, that might do the job.
Yeah, just sit there a bit like dry brush and a bit of sponge and some tweezers and just stipple it over the.
Yeah.
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 But there are mask sets for airbrushes if you're doing the airbrush finish. So
Yep. Right. Yeah. So we're getting on about modelling tonight.
I know, it's weird, isn't it?
I know. What's happening? I tell you what, we haven't done. We haven't done terms and conditions, just in case anybody's new here. And in the meantime, we'll do what's on the bench and what's in your belly as well.
Okay. Is that me then? Is that my
That's over
segue?
to you, Fox. Yeah, you thought you were getting away with it, although it's your what's in store tonight.
It is my what's in store. Yes, so as always, this is your show. This is the bit we should have done at the start. It's your show, and you're all in chat. You can see the chat here. It's there. That's not the actual live chat. That's just the chat. If you want to join in the chat, if you want to be in there, because we want you to ask questions and interact. Really, it's just us four sat around twiddling our thumbs while you guys have a good time in chat. So come and join the chat. If you're watching this embedded on the eModels page or Facebook or somewhere else, click on the YouTube icon that's down here somewhere in the bottom right hand corner under the player, and click on the YouTube icon. It'll take you to the YouTube page where you can join the chat. You can be in this cool box with all the cool kids, and you can ask questions. If you want to ask a question, put it in big fat capital letters or in bold, as Ted would say.
Yeah, pretty bold.
Yeah, so we have a chance to see it. If you want to, though, if you want to guarantee we see your comment, you can press the little dollar symbol at the bottom of the chat window. That is the super chat button, and that allows you to get your comment in a coloured box, and there's no way we can miss that. And no way at all. But as always, it's your show. Ask us questions, do all kinds of good things. If you're watching this and you can't see the live chat, but you want to join in, or you're on YouTube, if you're on a mobile device, it might just be down here underneath the chat, underneath the video. So scroll up if you're on a mobile device. But if you can't get hold of any of that and you want to maybe try and get hold of us, you can just pop an email to that address there, which is ted@emodels.co.uk. We might not be able to do anything with it while we're live on the telly, but we'll try our best if we can.
Yeah.
That's my bit done. Bye.
Well done. Yeah, just on about the eModels email bag, just add your message, Michael Jackerman, that your Sea Kings are finished. We'll try and get the picture of them next week, but we'll do our best. But send a picture across to the eModels Facebook page, and we'll try and get them on there.
Yeah, it is eModels LTD, I think, on Facebook.
Yeah, good.
And Nevbo Model Making says, am I cool too? Yes, you are.
yeah.
Nevbo's one of your fellow eModels builders. He did the big blue plane thing. What was it?
A big plane.
Big
Hellcat.
plane. Hellcat, that's the one.
Yeah.
Yes, he did the big Hellcat, so go and watch that series.
Yeah, so Michael Jackerman said he's going to use the Air War Late Luftwaffe airbrush paint set as they're the correct colours.
Cool. Yep.
Brian Bell said after that, evening from a wet black pool. I didn't even realise it was raining out there. I've just
Is there any?
yeah.
Is there any other kind of Blackpool? I'm not sure there is. Is the word wet redundant there?
Yeah, well, is there a connection with Brian Windmill and the windmill at Blackpool? Or... right, let's go on. Kitchen table modeler, belly, leftover haggis, neeps and tatties. Bench still doing homework.
Cynical Steve. Belly, sausage and mash. Bench just prime the faux hammer tank.
See, Ross Medlocks there says, please say hello to Draven, my 3-year-old. So hello, Draven.
Hello, Draven.
Hi, Draven.
Hello.
Yeah,
Should be a big one now.
Yeah. You shouldn't be subjecting children to this sort of madness and mayhem. It might rub off. Yeah.
Tell Daddy you need a Bane blade.
I see what you did there.
Yeah. Start them young. Matt Bradford says, because I don't know where you guys are, so I'm just driving
You're
in.
on the ball, mate.
Yeah,
I'm on the ball. Matt Bradford says, in the belly tonight, chicken and chorizo paella, or paella, and on the bench, an Eagle transporter. All of those things are correct.
All right.
Good girl.
I remember the Findus. Was it Findus paella?
Paella.
Paella. Yeah, there was Findus frozen curry, Findus frozen paella, and there was another one as well, wasn't there?
Sometimes my local co-op has these bags of just rice and things in the freezer, and it's like a bag this big of paella, and it's like you just bang it in a pan and heat it, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, that was
I could eat that all day long.
Boil in the bag type stuff. Yeah.
No, this is just bang it in a pan and cook the frying pan and cook it.
Sebastian Kramer, belly, good noodles, bench, Royal Navy, a Westland Lynx 132nd scale by Rebel.
I think it's Ted's turn to read out Sergeant Bones's.
Good shout, Chris.
Go on, Ted. Go on, Ted.
Yeah, belly.
I think we should all have a go at reading it.
Tafelspitz mit mehr beef brisket with horseradish and mixed veg. There, yeah, did it.
Go on. I think all of you should have a go at that.
Yeah, beef brisket and horseradish.
Yeah,
Mixed vegetables.
You loon. Tafelspitz miss. Go on.
Tafelspitz mit Meerdischen Schmetzner.
Was that not a motorbike?
Yeah, it was that big bike over there that the bloke was revving up.
Tafelspitz mit Meerdischgemüse.
See, I'm worried about these because I don't know what they mean. I mean, I know he says it's beef brisket and horseradish, but
Meerdischgemüse. It could be anything, couldn't it?
Beef brisket with horseradish just sound very nice, though. Yeah, never mind the veggies. Do away with that. Yeah.
Actually, I am wondering because Tafelspitz, tafel means table, so that isn't anywhere in beef brisket with horseradish. What have we just read out?
Wayne Haywood says belly lasagna, bench, Bandai Sprue Kits, Arkham City Batman.
Ooh, interesting.
Nat Williamson, a bench ham and mayo sandwich with a ready salted crisps.
Ooh.
Are they in the sandwich? I hope they're in
Is that on the bench?
Yeah.
Is that on the bench? Belly sewing still winning, so we'll pack cross stitch.
Ross Medlock is in the belly, cheese pizza, and on the southern fries, and on the bench a 148 scale Super Fortress.
That's
You
good.
missed out the important fact they are in fact curly fries.
Curly fries, even. There you go.
Yes,
Yeah, well, with the 148 Super Fortress, there won't be room on the bench for anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phil Lewis says, well, apart from before Phil Lewis, Cynical Steve says, hello, Draven, tell Daddy you want Dora. Cool, man. Phil Lewis says, belly leftover gammon joint with beans, mushrooms, black pudding, and root veg mash. Bench the new 172nd scale Eagle Transporter, slowly making progress. I had black pudding with my dinner tonight. It was most delicious.
Ross Medlock saying in answer to your Bane Blade that there is one on the shopping list.
Ooh. Good girl. That is, of course, the right answer.
Yeah. Poor Anders, belly. Have we done that one? Diet day, so it was shrimp salad for dinner.
No, we didn't do that one.
On the bench, he's saying, who can guess? Yeah.
I'm going to guess, possibly.
It wouldn't be the Panzer again.
It wouldn't be, it's going to be that
Panzer
big.
4.
Yeah.
Panzer IV. Yeah, it's going to be there for quite a long time. Now,
Yeah.
one day, a surprise is it will be something totally different.
You know, like when you go on the internet and you find a website from say 1998 that's still there and intact and working. Well, it's like that. You'll find like a reference. 20 years from now, you'll look back and it'll be like, "Wow, was he still working on that tank from 20 years ago?"
Yeah. It's a bit like it's a bit like going on YouTube and looking at the U552, isn't it? See,
Yeah.
it was years ago. You still
It's not like anyone else in this group has had a build going on for longer than it really.
Yeah, I know.
No, that's.
I was going to say something then. What was I going to say? I forgot. Never mind. Carry on.
Andrew Preston says, quick snack, toast with tomato sauce, bench the Dragon USS Hancock CV-19.
Toast with tomato sauce. No, I can't go with that unless it's got bacon on it.
Bacon, yes.
Brutally added.
If you can fit bacon between the toast and the tomato sauce, that'd be all right.
Yeah, Sprue Glue Addict's got one that you can read out if you want, Fox.
I've got temporarily gone blind. I can't see anything.
I'll read it then. Belly, Jar Jar Binks, shaped chicken nuggets and chips. Bench, Jar Jar Binks, bust.
I kind of strangely went a bit deaf then as well. Also strangely, just momentarily, my headphone must be working. I thought Anders saying about his diet day was always Monday, but I thought he changed it like a couple of weeks ago. He said he changed his diet day.
Tuesday.
Yeah. Anders, you know, you could change your diet day so it's not the day where we're on telly talking about food. If it's torturous, you could change it to a Tuesday.
Tuesday, and that was worse because he was thinking about all the food that we were talking about the night before.
I couldn't have any of it.
This way, he's already done the diet day, so
Yeah, should have the diet day on a Sunday. and then he can binge out.
Oh
on a
yeah,
number.
but it's roast day, isn't it?
You can't have like that on Sunday. No.
Yeah, and don't forget, there's like 3 of us do streams on Sunday, so that's all day onslaught of
He
food
can
talk.
always have diet day on Hump Day, and it gives him something to look forward to at the weekend, doesn't it?
Yeah.
People could, well, doing this bench and belly, people could adjust their shopping list, couldn't they? For that sounds a good idea. I'll put that down on my shopping list.
There'd be a sudden influx to Iceland stores, people buying pizzas, and that'd be it. Pizza and lasagnas and cottage pies. We have Michael Jackerman says, belly, steak and chips. Nice, simple, wholesome. I like it. Steak and chips. What kind of steak, though? You didn't tell us what kind of steak.
Yeah,
Steak and,
how was it cooked? How was the steak cooked?
Yeah. Steak and chips on the bench, and I'll start that again. Steak and chips was the belly, and bench, Revell 132, ME 109, G-6, strangely enough.
Yeah, and also the chips. We don't know, are they like steak cut or French fries?
Oh, God, no, not steak cut.
Seasoned or...
Where are we up to?
Stefan last.
Stefan last. Belly, ham and cheese sandwich. Bench, trying to clear away over the bench, hopefully to have the Bandai Atat. Is that how you say it? Or is it
That's a
Good
good
girl.
way of saying it, yes.
Good girl.
He won on there by the coming weekend.
Yeah, he won the attack the other week, didn't he?
Oh yeah, good. Don't forget, when you've done it, let's see it. Yep,
Yeah.
got to send the pictures
Yeah.
of your prizes.
Mm-hmm.
So we're up to Quano Man.
Yeah. Belly.
Belly has a bajillion microchips and bench is empty because I've just finished the Death Star. Oh, somebody finished Death Star, haven't they?
Sergeant Bones says to you, Ted, I actually do that a lot. Lots of different foods and goodies get mentioned in chat.
Yeah, that's it.
Edward Leonard, belly, Taylor, ham, egg and cheese on a potato roll. Bench, waiting for paint. Still.
What's a potato roll? Is it?
Yeah.
What's a potato roll?
I'd say on a potato roll. Could you not put it in a roll? It's a roll's like
I know what a
put it
potato
apart or
is,
something, wouldn't you?
and I know what a potato cake is, but I've never heard of a potato roll.
It's probably the same thing, but
Is it like a potato cake, but
based in the country.
could be? Because I like potato cakes, but imagine a potato cake as a bun. Oh, that'd be divine.
Potato cakes. Do you do them in the toaster or do you do them under the grill? And
Yeah, do them in the grill.
Yeah. How
How
much?
you make a potato roll? Is it just push it down a hill?
Oh,
Banned.
Osric 9000 is belly, mac and cheese, and bench 1700 scale HMS Cornwall.
That's all right, my barber.
Is that the new Cornwall or is it the World War II Cornwall? Because wasn't HMS Cornwall featured in a BBC documentary? Well, sorry, just being boring there, but carry on.
Answers on a postcard to Helgen 35.
Moving on.
Edward, it's a roll made with potato flour and it looks yellow.
Ooh. Excellent. Stefan last says he did put a picture of him in the ATAT kit box over on the eModels Facebook page. Lovely, lovely.
Yeah, I think we've got somebody new in the chat. Jamie Shiner, Trek model maker. Hyatt just finished a Bandai 172nd Millennium Falcon. Check it out on Facebook.
Cool. I will be doing that as an eModels build in the coming months.
Evening, Vincent.
Yeah, Vincent's here, Mr. Lots Model Making, another one of your mods looking after you in the chat.
Osric 9000 says World War II Cornwall, Ted.
That's World War II Cornwall. Okay.
There was a comment before that, but I can't read it with these eyes.
I think we had discussed that last week that Foxx was going to probably start the build of that. He was going to lead a group build on that, wasn't he?
I will be starting it at some point.
Lots of things were discussed last week. Can't really discuss when he's here.
Should I be worried?
Yeah.
Okay.
Vince is saying he's about 5 miles of fibre optic into building his PG Falcon.
Yes, he's doing a lot more custom lighting and stuff in his Falcon than.
Yeah, I get to see the rages. Yeah.
Yeah. Jamie Shiner, Trek Model Maker, says I'm a regular at the shop. Excellent. Now you're regular on the show as well.
Yeah.
Monday evenings, 9 o'clock. There's nowhere else you want to be.
You've got to have a note if you're going to be late.
Yeah, there's no point being in the pub on a Monday night because it's rubbish. So just watch this instead.
But you could take us. You could still go to the pub, and you just say to the barman, have you got a smart TV? Can you put
You
YouTube?
just flick up, yeah.
Or you could just.
Oh, sorry, gone.
You could just get some beers in, and then you could watch us on your telly and not have to go to a toilet that smells like a pub toilet.
Unless your toilet smells like a pub toilet. Yeah.
Yeah, but then you're living in a pub, and that's really weird.
Cole Bloomer's going to start a 135th DR9 armoured bulldozer.
Cool.
Is it the one with the bar armor on it? Because they did an early version where they didn't have the bar armor. And I think that bar armor looks quite awesome.
I've never been to the Bar Armors. I've been to
Bar.
Tenerife.
Yeah, that was quite hard to say that, especially after some water.
Especially after some water.
Bar Harbour. Yeah, it is like Bahamas, isn't it? Yeah, it's a bar.
Yeah. Michael Jackman responds to somebody who asked him about the Messerschmitt. And he says, I just started today on the ME109. From first impressions, it seems to be about the same quality as the 132nd Corsair, which was pretty good. I have bought aftermarket cockpit detail and canopy masks.
Are they from Ted's favourite aftermarket and photo etch supplier? Who were they called again?
Who would that be, Ted?
What? But when you go for aftermarket cockpit detail and canopy masks, I can understand the canopy masks, but can you really see in the cockpit?
Yeah, it's 1/32 scale. It's big.
No, it's going to be
Yeah, but you know it's This says Ted, who's built the interior of a U-boat.
Yeah.
I built the interior of an MRAP. I built the interior of a Panzer tank. And I built the interior of a submarine. None of which you can see.
You scratch built a radio for your MRAP.
Not that I want to frighten you, Ted, but just think of all that beautiful photo etch you've got for the Titanic.
I'm really looking forward to that.
We can tell.
I have some news, by the way, which people may have figured out, but they may have not. If you look behind me here, there is something missing. You will see that there's something that isn't there.
I can see it not there.
Yes, that big Panzer G is no longer there. It has not been returned to eModels. It has gone to its new forever home, or temporary forever home. It's been passed on to our very dear friend Tony, who's another eModels builder who hasn't done anything for a while because he's not had time. He will be building that, hopefully, for an eModels build series in the coming months. So yes, I was able to palm it off on him. It has a bit of a hiccup with it, but we're hoping to get that sorted out. So you never know. In the coming months, stay tuned. You might see Tony returning.
I know Tony's a type, though, that isn't it? He builds it and films a whole series, and then he puts.
If Tony needs anything, I've got one of those in my stash.
It was basically what happened was there was an issue with one sprue was missing and another sprue was duplicated, so there was one sprue missing.
Oh right, yeah.
Like he had 2 D sprues and only didn't have an E sprue, so I think it's been sorted out.
One, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I've got that kit. I must have a look. See if it's.
Yes. So that has gone to Tony. So you hopefully Tony's return to the eModels building bench will be with that Panzer Alf G later in the year.
Does that mean it's going to be a special edition one that hasn't got a turret but has got another track on top or something?
Yeah, if you can't get a replacement for that sprue, we'll just do the interior but with no top bit or something. The special invisible Wonder Woman invisible hull version.
Just throw a tarpaulin
It's got an extra turret.
Yeah.
James Shrek model maker said he's lit up the gun turrets on the Falcon, all that work inside. Can't see a thing. Use of SMDs if you want to do this. Next build is going to be a 1/32 Spitfire using magic scale modelling sound lighting kit with working engine.
Sounds nice.
Eric Graham was late in. He says, Belly will be turkey burgers and fries. Bench, nothing at the moment. Been dealing with the death within the family the past week. Sorry to hear that, matey.
Sorry to hear that.
All our best wishes.
Bernard Matthews turkey burgers, but like turkey Twizzlers.
Oh, Bernard Matthews.
Turkey Twizzlers.
Oh, turkey drumsticks. Oh, happiness in the 1980s.
They're beautiful, aren't they?
When I was a teenager in the 1980s, there were many things to not be happy about. Notably, you suddenly have an interest in girls, but your body's decided to make itself the least attractive thing on the place of the earth. But turkey drumsticks, turkey drummers, that was something to be really happy about in the 1980s.
Oh, yeah. Turkey drummers, mushy peas and mash.
Oh yeah.
I like the way that Bernard Matthews kept all his turkeys in that great mansion that he used to stand in front of, telling you they're beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, well looked after turkey.
Frank goes to Bobby Woods in. Hello, mate.
Anders Ericsson says he has the same missing sprue in his Panther, and RFM sent in the missing sprue. Tony's made some inquiries with James Mate at eModels, and they're hoping to get a replacement, I think.
I think I might have to check my one then.
Yeah, I think it was like he had a duplicate of a D sprue and no E sprue or something like that.
Yeah.
But yes, I think James Mate was hoping to try and sort something out. If not, like I say, Tony will just do it with no canopy on the top. Not that you have a canopy on the top. I'll shut up.
Yeah. Stop.
Yeah.
Stop talking about tanks, Fox.
Yeah.
Someone was Osric 9000 was asking any idea when Tony's helicopter build will be up. Well, Tony moved house, hasn't he? So he's had a lot on, so he's playing a bit of catch up at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah. The issue with Tony was he moved house, and his job is all the time. He doesn't get a lot of free time at the moment. It's been the last few years, so. I don't know. I know he was up to the editing stage with his helicopter, but like Ted says, he tends to do the whole build and then edit everything in afterwards. So I don't know about that. It may even be that for one reason or another it never got finished. I don't know. Could be.
Speaking of which, I've been filming this week as well. I've been filming the digger. I've got the parts of the cockpit driver's cab finished. I've been filming it, and then it's been that long that I forgot how to edit. So yeah, that'll be up soon. It's on its way. It's in progress. So I'll get a video up soon for the digger build. I need to get that out of the way for obvious reasons.
For something else that's coming in at some point. Yeah.
So you've forgotten how to edit. So it'll be my digger build by Ted, age 17 3/4.
I've got all these eModels builds to look forward to, eh?
Hang on, I'm just going to refresh you guys because you're all a bit fuzzy. Hang on. There you go.
Stefan Last asks, is the eModels gallery down, or is my Firefox browser not handling the site correctly? It says coming soon when I went to have a look. Yeah, the eModels gallery is down, and
it doesn't exist.
Updated their software.
So since eModels had a site remap and rebuild sometime middle of last year, the gallery has been down because the backroom boys
sort of not compatible with the new site at the moment. So
yeah. Basically, there was a brand new site which doesn't have that capability. So they're looking into it, and they have been for a while. But it's not an option. It was not a feature that was in the software for the website. So it might return.
Yeah, you can still send your pictures along. Put them on the visitors page at the Facebook site, and do it that way, or drop them in as an email to James and the guy through the contact page, and see if they'll get them on the Facebook site on the web page.
Yeah. Edward Leonard says, with reference to me saying about Ted forgetting how to edit, he says, Fox's Flying Tank Build Part 5, like and subscribe. It's an in-joke that some people might get. my first tank build.
Where else are we up to? Right.
I think we're up to date on the chat. Holy cow.
Yeah,
Doesn't normally happen.
I know. Should we do a handbrake turn then? Shall I do my what's in store? Seeing as we've reached an end of chat.
Yeah, why not?
That's your turn this week, isn't it? Of course.
Yeah. This is good because this means we can all sit back while you do your spiel to introduce it.
and then do it.
Now, before you go any further, did I guess the particular object was right?
I don't know because I can't remember what you guessed.
No,
I'm not going to say what you guessed out
now,
loud.
then, shall we?
You can tell us at the end why it.
Oh yeah, yes, you did actually. Yes.
Right. So yes.
Yes.
I got into the Fox's way of thinking.
You don't want to do that.
It was really weird. It was like hallucinogenics and things like that.
Yeah, you might want to go and lay down and take the red pill.
Yeah. If you try and think like me, then like you never see straight lines again. There's no straight lines in nature or in my mind.
Yeah, I can really. Yeah, this might Foxx. Do you see what I did there? This might Foxx.
He's on form, isn't he, tonight? He's on a roll tonight.
He's on a roll, isn't he?
He's on a potato roll.
Yeah, it's the
callback.
The water.
Oh, what cup is that you got there, Ted?
It's the eModels mug. The eModels mug.
See, I can't do it. I tried to do it then and forgot it's like actually full of water. So if I'd done that, I would have like.
my
That's
hands
what
were-
I was hoping. I was hoping you was going to forget then. That it would be like, yeah.
Models mug. Models mug. That's what actually you can win tonight if you want to take part in this competition. When we go across to Foxx, he'll do all the rules and regulations and things like that. But if you want to take part, you can guess what the connection is with what's in store, and you can win an eModels mug. An eModels mug. Let's spell it.
Ted.
But it won't have gin in it. No.
Ted.
No, well, I got a shipment of IPA today, so I've been trying that out.
The thing is, he actually has.
That's why he's on the ball. Right, well, now Ted's just done my bit. Thanks for watching. Come again next week. Right, yes, I'll lock it on me. Yes, so it's time for me to do what's in store. It's my store. As always, I will list a load of things that are in the store at the moment. And you can win yourself an...
And
Do you know?
That went well.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ted, you're fired. You can win yourself at...
an eModels mug. An eModels mug.
Skullfish. You can win yourself an eModels mug. If you guess the theme, there will be a theme. However, what you don't want to do is answer in the chat before I come back after I've shown you everything. I'll go through everything that's in store. At the end of it, I'll come back to you and I'll say, hello, I'm back. What's the theme? Go. If you answer before that point, we'll ignore your answer, but we will point at it and laugh at you in public. We'll laugh at you publicly. If you wait, then the first person to get the right theme after I say go will win.
An eModels mug. An eModels mug.
Like a well-oiled machine. It's a well-oiled machine. So there is a theme. There are no red herrings, but I've been a little bit devious on some of them, and on one of them I've been very, very clever because I have all the best words. All the best words. So, yeah, so there is a theme. Anyway.
Hard to believe Foxx being clever, but, you know.
Or having all the best words. Yeah, exactly. But there is a theme. But, yes, as always, there's always a delay at the moment by this time of the show between the video, the thing you're looking at now, and the live chat. So before we do anything, you need to hit the refresh button on your browser, which is probably up here somewhere, if you're using Chrome like a normal person. Hit the refresh button, and then when it's refreshed, drag the slider so you're up to date. So you have to refresh.
And drag.
And drag. Refresh. And drag. And that just means that by that point, you'll have a minimum lag between the live chat and the video. Now, we go off the first person who's right in chat. We see the chat differently to you. We see the chat like it appears there. You will, of course, see your answer appear straight away, but that's not how it actually works. We see it in the order YouTube receives it. So don't be upset if you think you're first on your screen, but you're actually the 16th person to get the right answer. So we go for the first person to actually get the comment through because we see it the right way. So have you all refreshed and dragged yet? Can I crack on?
As Sprunglu says, you'll win a mug when they're back in stock.
Yes. Oh, yes. They are still not in stock at the moment. There is a bit of a queue of people who've won mugs. They can't have a mug yet because they've not got them back in stock. They're working on it. But if you do win a mug, the name will go onto a list. If you go into eModels store, there's a big spike on the desk. There's this big non-health and safety compliant metal spike with bits of paper on it. And I get the feeling there's a load of those with people's names on for mugs. So you won't win the mug straight away, but when they come back in stock, the mug will be sent out to you. And it might be the new version 3 ones, we don't know. Yeah, you never know. Anyway, right, without further ado, let me crack on. So there is the theme. There are no red herrings, but there is some deviousness. So I shall do a screen share. I used some very clever words, some very clever thinking. I shall share screen, and we shall do a bit of that. So, here we go. Can you see that? Are we? No, we're not seeing that, are we?
I can't see it.
I can't see nothing.
That didn't actually work, did it? Hang on.
This is
There we go. There we go.
Using his clever thinking.
Yes, I've got all the best words, but not all the best mouse control.
Yeah, he did all the thinking earlier on today, so he's worn it out.
Yeah, I've still gone now. I've gone back to my 7.5 years old and I'm falling out of trees. That's what I'm doing. Right, so for the first time ever, oh, now don't forget, of course, when we show you what's in store tonight, we don't know how many of these things are actually in stock. There could be 1,000 of them. There could be one. So if you fancy anything that you see what's in store, don't wait till the end of the show because they may have all sold out. They often do. If you see something you fancy, Ted,
put it in your basket.
That's not the phrase, is it?
No, it's slap it in your basket.
There you go. That's better. Yeah, slap it in your basket, and it's
slap it in your basket.
And
This is going well.
And
shall I do it?
It's not yours till you check it out.
That was like three people in my ears doing the loud voice, and it was like the voice of Satan speaking to my mind all at the same time. Yes, so we don't know how many they've got. So if you want something, don't leave it to the end of the show. If there's one in stock and you put it in your basket, somebody else can come along and buy it. So get it paid for, get it out your basket and checked out before anything. Otherwise, you'll just have sadness. Anyway, let's crack on. So for the first time ever, I'm actually showing not an object, but an entire department. There is, you may not know this, but if you go into the big fat menu at the top of the page that we keep falling over all the time, there are lots of different things. And if you go into the one that I can't see because it's behind my camera, in the accessories, there's a whole section called Workshop Organisers. And this is where you can find, for the most part, all the Hobby Zone goodness. Now, if you're not familiar with these, this is like the desk organisation version of sex, basically. This is everything you need. If you've got a cluttered workbench like all of us, and you need to not have cluttered workbench, get yourself a whole load of these things. Now, this isn't the entire range. There's a few other bits and modules in here that aren't quite in stock at the moment. But if you know, for example, you want...
Yeah, if you've got a cluttered workbench, this means you could have a cluttered workbench in style.
Yeah, it'll look damn fine. Yeah. There's a few modules that aren't on here at the minute. They may just be out of stock. But if there's a module you want, like a 2-drawer module that I need to order, just give the guys an email or a call and let them know, and they'll get one in for you. The Hobby Zone stuff is brilliant because it's all modular. So all these modules, like this one here, the paint rack, the brush rack, the drawers, they're all the same width and depth and height. So they can stack on top of each other, and they come with magnets so they can interlock. Yeah. Now, you have to make them yourself. It's dead easy. It's all MDF and, like, thin, whatever that board is. Just get yourself some wood glue, put them all together. Dead easy. Even I built mine, and I'm an idiot. I can't do woodwork. But they're really, really awesome. They're perfect storage solution, and they look great, and they're all magnetized. And when you finish them, you'll have a whole load of magnets left over, which is brilliant because of all the Warhammer you need to make.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, you got... Yeah, you've got everything. I mean, you can see there from this diagram at the top, which I can't expand, unfortunately, but they do have everything from drawers, paint racks, they have brush racks, they have a tissue dispenser, little display cupboards, they have pull-out little drawers with clear bits on the front. There's loads of different modules you can get, and they're all modular, the Hobby Zone ones.
It's actually not far off from my own layout when I look at that picture.
Yeah, mine's kind of similar. It does scare me that Chris's looks about the same. Sometimes Chris puts a picture of his desktop up on Facebook and it looks just like my desk. And I'm like, why are you taking pictures of my desk? You don't live in my house.
Yeah.
So, yes. So if you're looking...
When Cave built, I hope to get some of this.
Yeah, it's nice stuff, I must admit. I'm glad I got it.
Yep, and it is actually fun to build as well because it's dead simple. It all slots together. You need some wood glue. Get yourself some Gorilla wood glue. Get it all slotted together. Like I say, even I built mine, and I'm an idiot. I can't do that kind of stuff, so I got it done. You can mix and match. I've ordered a couple more now, so I'm gonna have like a 3-unit tall stack of them. But there, if you're looking for space on your desk, if you need to make some space, or you've not got enough space for all your paint pots, because there's nothing worse than having 1,000 paint pots on your desk when you're working, get yourself some Hobby Zone units. So there you go. That's the entire Hobby Zone range, almost. And if you need, they will sell out though. Be warned. These do, once we show these, they do sell. Like they get them in quickly, but they do sell out. So if you want any of these, get them in your basket now.
Yeah, there's sort of things as well that you don't have to shell out on everything all at once. You can buy it modular. You can buy a little piece at a time, just as you need it, and then you can move it around to suit when you've got it.
Just a little side note as well, the paint stands that they do different sizes. The ones they show here are 41mm, they're Tamiya paint pot sized. They do other ones that are more suited for, say, Vallejo bottles and that kind of thing. So have a quick look and make sure you're getting the right paint rack. You can put any paint racks in them, but they do have one specific for the Tamiya size pots, and then ones for like the Games Workshop or Vallejo type pots. Anyway, next up we have, that was some good space organisation type stuff there for you. Next up we have, while it loads, the Modelcraft Universal Suction Vise. It's a ball vise. I'm just leaving that
Not
pause
saying
there.
a word.
I'm just leaving that pause. Yeah, it is the Universal Suction Vise. Basically, it's a small vise for your desk. There's been a lot of times when I've needed a vise and I haven't got a desk vise. But I've got, my workbench is like a big industrial, it's actually industrial, but it's like a big plastic paste table, but it is industrial, so it's hardcore. I can't really drill holes in that and put a vise on it, but I could stick this sucker down with its big sucky foot. It's basically just a small tiny vise on a universal ball joint, so you can angle it however you want. and it can just suck to your work surface. So you can move it around, you can plonk it down, you can unplonk it. It doesn't have to be mounted physically with bolts or screws. So if you do need like a little vise, give it a go. What is it? It's $27.99. It says universal multi-position suction vices made from die-cast aluminium and nickel-plated steel. And the little rubber grips on the end are removable if you need to. And it does have the universal ball joint there, so you can adjust it however you need. And it's got the little arm there, so you can suck it down onto your desk. Yeah, so it's a bit of a ball. So it's your ball. It's universal ball vice.
Yeah, everybody's giggling in the back of the class now.
Yeah, there is some talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, stop laughing at the back. The jaw width is 70 millimeters. The jaw capacity is 70 millimeters, funnily enough, without the rubber jaws. 65 mil with the rubber jaws. Therefore, the rubber jaws are 5 millimeters.
Well, no.
Are they jaws?
2.5 each.
2.5 each. Yeah, well, yeah, there is that. I'll give you that. Maths. What is it good for? And then for some reason on the artwork, it shows you the vise and it's got a picture of somebody doing something with tweezers. So I don't quite know what that's about, but never mind. So yes, ball jointed vise. There's not much point.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it'd be any good for any welding or anything like that. So.
Well, yeah, you don't want to be like welding the wing on your side of your car.
A big steel.
It's not quite big enough for that.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. Next up we have, eventually, the Masterbox 135th Somewhere on Our Planet Sharing a Smoke. This is another one of those little... I like sets like this. It's not the kind of thing I would normally do, but for any of you out there who like doing like figure painters or just interesting little dioramas, Masterbox do these wonderful little sets of really unusual subjects. And in this case, you've got two, like, I suppose it'd be like tier 1 operators and a couple of, I guess, pseudo-African continent child soldier types.
Yeah, it's a bit of a bad example, that, teaching kids to smoke.
Yeah.
Yes,
but
right,
they've
got guns, but they shouldn't have cigarettes. Yeah.
Please note at eModels, we do not condone smoking or the use of child soldiers, obviously, or child soldiers wearing 1950s Russian tank pilot hats.
Yeah.
Because it's just not cool wearing those hats. They're not good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Masterbox do some really, really good figure sets. And if you're doing a contemporary battle, a contemporary diorama, anything like that, in this kind of like, Third World War zone, anything like that, this is great. It's a 1/35th scale, so you could build it into a diorama. You could just make simply a little diorama of just these. I do love when you get like a little tiny diorama and it's just a couple of figures and a bit of foliage and that's it.
Yeah, I always said I've used the Masterbox figures on my desert diorama and the cracking figures. Yeah, nice mouldings, Masterbox.
Yeah, they really are. They really are good figures. It's one of those companies that they kind of specialise in just doing that. So they've got lots of films, and it is such an unusual subject as well. I mean, you get your modern day military, but you've never really had your PMCs, as it were, or your tier 1 types with the civilian puppet. It's a kind of controversial subject, but it's good that they've done it, because it's a lot of modelling is just the standard stuff, but this is more of it's an edgy, controversial subject, and it's nice.
It's a talking point as well, isn't it? With the diorama, it's telling a story. Yeah,
and the thing is, it's like you might make these and put them into a diorama, but somebody looking at it wouldn't necessarily know it's just off the shelf. So you can put a lot of meaning into it. So it's really good, and it's only £10.79. 1/35th, little pack of 4 figures. Get yourself, if you like a bit of figure painting, they are really good figures that Masterbox do, so give them a go.
Yeah, it's Masterbox that actually Tamir put in the kits.
Yeah.
When they're not using their own figures, if they have an add-on figure set from Masterbox.
And there are, don't forget, lots of kits available of things like technicals and modern, like Nissan technicals and modern vehicles that you can put into sort of Third World War zone type, this kind of environment, to make a bigger diorama if you wanted to. But yeah, so it's the 1/35th, Somewhere on Our Planet Sharing a Smoke. Next up we have, it's going to happen. You knew it was going to happen. It's me. Come on. I'm not going to do it, am I? Yeah, got some Warhammers. Although for me it is Age of Sigmar, so I don't do Age of Sigmar. It's the Games Workshop Start Collecting Seraphon. It's the Start Collecting sets are brilliant because you get a massive load of plastic for less than it actually costs to buy them individually. They're always supposed to be like a way to introduce you into the gaming side of it. So you get some basic rules and you get a little tiny army. But the reason I've suggested this one is, well, not the reason, because that's the theme, but one of the reasons I've suggested this is because it's dinosaurs.
Oh, mate, dinosaurs wins, doesn't it?
And then not only that, it's dinosaurs riding dinosaurs. So what? I mean,
Dinosaurception.
yeah, it's Age of Sigmar. The Seraphon are like lizard-like. Sort of, these are called skinks. These little blue guys. They're basically it's an army, and this is a little sort of starter pack with a small army. So you could build it, sort of paint it up, and have a game with an opposing army. It comes with some rules and packs. You get an old blood on a Carnosaur. That's this thing, and it does look fantastic. The skin is all textured, and you can really have fun painting that. If you like painting big dinosaurs and stuff, I can't get the picture bigger sadly, but it looks awesome. Trust me. A set of 8 Saurus Knights. You can't see that, but there's 8 smaller dudes on smaller dinosaurs. I know they're not really dinosaurs. A set of 12 Saurus Warriors. That's these little skinks dudes there. An exclusive War Scroll and Battalion Rule Sheet, basically, which is the rules how to play it. It's a big box set. They do a lot of these start collecting sets. So if you are looking at getting into Warhammer, and maybe you don't want to play the game, but you want to just build an army up, the start collecting sets, and there's various different ones. Go and have a look on the site. They're great value for money, because this is $49.50. It's probably about 70 quid worth of plastic in there. You always save a bit of money on these sets.
It says in there, so that's quite impressive.
Yeah, you always save money than if you went out and bought these blues. If you bought the Skinks and the Carnosaur and the Saurus Riders separately, you'd probably pay 70 or 80 quid. So it's a good way to get into the sort of the Games Workshop thing with start collecting. Kits, I've got this start collecting Tempestus Scions, and it's a vehicle and 10 dudes. The vehicle itself is 50 quid, but the whole box set is 50 quid. So I'm saving 30 or 40 quid with these start collecting sets. Dinosaurs, that's all you need to know. Even if you don't like Games Workshop, dinosaurs, shut up, go and buy it. Next we have the AK Interactive hand drill. Not for drilling your hand, obviously. It's a pin vise. It says on there. Although they spell it the American way, which is just shocking, really. I don't know why. It's the precision pin vise. There's not a lot for me to say on this one. It's a pin vise. It's from what I've heard, it's very good quality. It's very good quality pin vise. It's for making little holes. That's what you do with it. And it's a pin vise. And anybody pad that one out a bit more for me?
Yeah,
it's for making holes. It's pin vise.
It does come. It's.
Yeah, go on.
I was going to say, I think it does come with. I assume it comes with a couple of bits. It says it's good for.
I think you get a set of collets with it of different sizes to accept different drill bits.
Yeah, it does say it's valid for bits from 0.2 to 3.4 mil, which is quite good because I find pin vices sometimes they don't quite go big enough. You don't want them to be massive, but you want some kind of bigness. But yeah, this looks quite good.
I've had I've got a few pin vices in my drawers and things like that on the workbench. And pin vice is something that you'll keep in your drawer, and you might not use it for ages and ages. Then there's just that moment that you need it.
Yeah.
Then it becomes invaluable. Because if you ever try, if you've ever tried drilling a hole with just the drill, you try that.
Yeah. Cynical Steve does ask a very good question. Why is it called a pin vise? It's called a pin vise because the vise is the bit that grabs the drill bit. Technically, it's a vise grip that takes the bit. So the vise itself is the piece that the drill bit goes into. It's kind of
the pin is being held in a vise, basically.
Yeah, but it's a hand drill precision pin vise. Now the reason I've again, not the reason, but one of the reasons I've chosen this is because there's a lot of pin vices out there, and the break or the make it or break it for me is what the bit that goes into the palm of your hand looks like. And this has got the little sort of I don't know if you can see there, but it's got a little sort of nut on the end. That bit spins freely, and that is vital because I've got pin vices where it's got a vice on each end.
Oh yeah,
and they're rubbish because they unscrew and it just digs into your hand. This one's just got the rotating sort of blob on the end, and that's great because
mine's the same as that one there. It's perfect.
You want one with that cushion bit on the end. You don't want one with the pin vise on either end because they just cut your hand to shreds. So there you go. That's as much as I can think to say about the AK Interactive hand.
I think these have come across from the jewelers, watchmakers type trade.
Yes.
Yeah.
It does say in any craft, or they are invaluable in any kind of model making, especially Warhammer, because there's a lot of barrels you need to drill out on weapons in Warhammer. Just saying. Next, we have.
Are you on my broadband tonight, mate?
No, I've got to save my computer. I've got the thing that puts my tabs to sleep.
Yeah, just before we move on, Edward Leonard says originally it was made to hold a machinist pin gauge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but it makes sense.
Every day is a school day.
Yeah. Now, what's a pin gauge? Next up, we have the Rodin 1144 Lockheed C5B Galaxy. Now, unfortunately, sadly, there's no information on this, but I'm gonna guess it's a big stonker.
It's pretty big, yeah.
yeah.
Up and the back as well, and it's used as a transport. It's a bit like the Antonov.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is 107 quid, which tells me at 144 scale, it's a big, massive stonker.
Yeah, it's a beast, mate. That's a lot of airplane they're getting there, mate.
Now the Rodin do do. I'll start that again. Wait, stop. Rodin do. Rodin.
Do.
In their portfolio, they have two separate 1144 Lockheed C5B Galaxy kits, and the other one is available on the site. One is, I think, about 60 quid, and this one's 107. So I'm going to guess that this is the sort of more spanky version of the kit with probably more details and there's no description, so I'm going to guess this is the one with more parts.
Yeah, it might come with some like photo etch or aftermarket enhancements, mate.
Yeah, Lord Barclay says, "Woo, that's a big one."
Wow.
But yes, I mean, what was the one you built? You did the Antonov, didn't you,
I
Chris?
did the Starlifter,
Starlifter,
which is not quite as big as that, but this is the other one I was looking at as a potential eModels build at some point, but it's a bit big and scary.
We were going to get you the 144 scale Antonov as a birthday present because you do 144 scale, and then we saw how big it was, and it was
the Antonov. I've got the Antonov sitting over there. Paul did get it for me for it's quite big.
Yeah,
but this is even bigger as I
yes. So this will be a big stonker. So when you think of 144, you think tiny little tiny fellas. Yeah, this will be a massive kit. This will be a massive model when it's built. So don't think you'll be fitting this in your Detolf cabinet. You probably won't. But sadly, there's no information, so I can't give you like wingspans and stuff.
That'll be the type that you can hang from the ceiling with fishing wire.
Yeah, you might need a reinforced ceiling.
Yeah. Edward Leonard confirms that the thing about the pin vice thingies, they are precision ground pins for checking small precision holes.
See, you just got to ask the guys in chat, and they know it all.
A wealth of knowledge is to be had in the chat.
Yes.
Yeah, it's not us; it's you guys in the chat.
Yeah, we know nothing. We're idiots. Right, and last of all, we have, while it unsleeps, we have the Tamiya 1/12 scale Yamaha XV 1600 Road Star Custom. Now, again, like with that big plane we've just shown, this is one of two Tamiya Road Star kits. This is the spanky one. They do two 1/12 scales. This is the nice one. This is the top end one. If you know your Tamiya bike kits, you know Tamiya are one of the world leaders in motorbike kits. And even their budget kits are fantabulous. Chris, of course, made the almost life-size Africa Queen or something. No, Africa Twin.
Yeah,
African Queen.
On 6th scale. So this is
this is still going to be huge.
Is this the one from Chips?
No, that was a was.
Go on.
I was going to say that wasn't a Harley, though, was it? In Chips, it
No,
was a.
There weren't Harleys in Chips.
No,
there was something else, weren't they?
Was it? Wasn't a BM, was it?
No, it wasn't one of these though. The handle was a different.
Yeah, no, it was. This is. I think this is a bit later than the Chips bikes, but yes, this is. If you know your Tamiya, one of the things they excel at, aside from obviously remote control, is motorbikes. They've been doing it for many years, and I don't know if this is. I think this is one of their more recent kits. It's not an old kit. This one, I don't think. But yeah, if you're into your motorbikes, you can't go wrong with the Tamiya kit. In fact, you need to.
Drove a Kawasaki. There we go.
There you go. Yeah. So if you want a motorbike kits, treat yourself, because the 1/6 scale Africa Twin that Chris did. How much was that, Chris? That was 100 and something quid.
That was, I think, coming up a couple of hundred actually.
A couple $100
7 Africa Twin.
Yeah, it's big expensive things, but this is half the size. It's still 1/12 scale. And it's 36 quid. You can't go wrong.
Yeah,
And
I
it's
think for 36 quid, 37 quid for a kit of that quality and
Oh,
that
yeah.
size, you're getting an outstanding piece of kit.
Yeah,
Well, it's to be a bike as well, isn't it? They just fit together.
nobody actually makes I mean, I'm not an expert on motorbike kits because I don't do motorbikes, but I know just from 30 years of everybody else doing it, to me, I make the best motorbike kits by far. Nobody comes close. So if you're looking at motorbike kits, yeah. And if you particularly want this one, then this is the kit you want to get. So there you go. So that's all of them. So remember, there is a theme. I'll quickly run through them again. Don't answer yet. Don't answer what you think the theme is. If you answer now, we're going to point at you and laugh and name you and shame you. So don't do anything yet. So let's go back and start off what the theme is. We have, eventually, let me turn that off. I've turned them all on again. We have the workshop organizers, good space storage solutions for your desktop. Keep everything nice, and if you're running out of space, it's a good place to go. We have the that didn't work, turning that off, did it?
Oh dear, you broke it.
It's just
I've just worked out where the organisers fit into this link now. Yeah.
yes. We have the Modelcraft Universal Suction Vise, Ball Vise. That's Paul. Pretty Paul's not here. He's missing out. We have under the menu, we have the Masterbox 135th, Somewhere on Our Planet, Sharing a Smoke. I've not had a cigarette now for 2 years.
Snap! Congratulations, mate.
Thank you very much. We have the most important thing of all the things we've seen tonight, which is, of course, dinosaurs. Nothing else is important after dinosaurs. It's the Games Workshop Start Collecting Seraphon. We have the AK Interactive Hand Drill Pin Vise. It's a nice black colour. We have the Roden 1144th Lockheed C5B Galaxy. It's the size of your mum, basically. It's massive. And then we have... You could what?
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from. And then we have the Tamiya 112, the Yamaha XV 1600 Roadstar Custom 14135 hashtag. I don't know why I read the whole thing out. So that's the things for tonight. I shall say, don't go yet. I'm going to leave it locked on this screen because there's no point coming off. I'm going to come straight back to it. So what is the theme for tonight? Go.
Ooh.
Zasha says, well done, Fox and other smoking quitters. It matters.
Remember, folks, that this might show up on your screen first before we'll
Yep. We have the first answer to get it right is technically Nicholas C, who says space. Space was indeed the answer. So Nicholas C, well done. The theme is space. Do I need to explain it?
Yeah, you do.
Yes, you do. Do it now, please. Oh, how boy, howdy do you? Okay, so this one's fairly obvious. It's the XV600 Road Star. Where do you find stars?
Yeah.
Star. That's fairly easy.
Yeah,
we have the Roden 144 Lockheed C5B Galaxy.
Yeah.
I'll come to that one in a minute. That's my smart, clever words on the other one. We have the Games Workshop Star Collecting.
Thin.
That was tenuous, but hey, Chris has done worse.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
Chris can't really complain about that one. We have the Masterbox 135th Somewhere on Our Planet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Planet. Yep. We have the Universal Ball Vise.
Yep.
Universal Ball. We have the Workshop Organizer. Now this one is tenuous because it's all about
space.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's making space on your desk. So that one was a bit tenuous. It wasn't a red herring, but it was yeah. But this one, what colour is it?
It's black.
And what do you do with it?
Make holes.
Black.
I was so proud of that one. I'm like, it's black. Perfect. I've got an enormous brain. I'm brilliant. So I was really proud of that one.
See what you did there, yeah.
Black holes. So there you go. So the answer was space. So whoever it was that won, who was it? Was it Nicholas C? Nicholas C. Well done. All you need to do, I'll just stop sharing. Nicholas C. All you need to do is you send an email to that address there, ted@emodels.co.uk, and in the title of the email, just put that you won the mug. And then when they come back in stock, we'll get the guys at eModels to send a mug out to you. So well done. I was so proud of Black Hole. I was like, oh, please let this pin vise be black. Yes, it's black.
Yeah, I guessed that it was space, but then I couldn't find the link then I couldn't see the link between the pin vise. Then it suddenly struck me. It was
yes,
I thought it was Workshop.
To be fair, to be fair, Ted did suggest black hole in the chat earlier on.
Yeah, I didn't get that, but I get it now, but I didn't get it before. Yeah,
I was very proud of that, and I'll never.
you should be proud of that one. Yeah, that's very good. You've set the bar quite high for your next choice.
Pat fell on the back.
Is it your turn next week, Fox?
No.
For the what's in store, yeah.
I'm sure you said at Christmas that you was going to do the whole of February.
I said no such thing.
We said last week that your Fox was going to do the whole of February.
Yeah, I think it was mutually agreed, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It can't be mutually agreed if I'm not in the agreement.
Yeah, we took a vote on it, and
It was votes, and I remember it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 3
Now,
to 1.
See, there's
You
a
do
lot of things you agreed to in the chat last week that you don't know about.
Now, see, the problem we have is, of course, I've got control of things like the mute button. Then again, that leaves me on my own, so I'm hoist by my own petard there, aren't I? Damn it.
Sprue and Glue says it's Colin next week.
Yay, that's been decided. There you go.
Yeah, and now the crowd are deciding. Yeah,
Hey, mate, I don't mind. They only want mine because they're so easy.
Yeah, the theme this week is
we're
the one.
going in alphabetical order now this year. It's
isn't
next week.
So, what's the theme this week? The ones that Colin picked. Yes, that was the theme. There you go.
Yeah, mine was really easy last week. British, wasn't it? What's the word in every single description?
Yeah. So Ted's next week. Ted's been getting very, very shifty and dodgy with it as well, though.
He has. He's been getting very technical.
Yeah.
Again. I'm gonna. I'll have to look back on the video.
Zadsta's saying alphabetically, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going alphabetical now. So,
Well, that would mean then it's basically Chris next week, then Colin, then me again, and then Ted.
what? No, because it's up to you.
Ted next week. You've just been.
Yeah, I've just
been Chris's
Oh
bit.
yeah, okay. If we're going, you mean alphabetically from now? Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I
Ted,
forgot to tell you, I'm going to change my name next week to Zachariah.
Spiddy,
that still makes you next week, mate.
Spiddy saying theme for my next what's in store is going to be someone who died on a Monday. I hadn't thought of that, but now, mate, it might give me an idea.
Now I have to say actually as well when we do the what's in store each week, we put the actual selection in our chat on Facebook, and the guys get to guess it beforehand to see if they can guess it. And I didn't know this, but one of you guys, I can't remember who it was now. It was Tony actually said, I think it might be space because isn't today also the anniversary of the Apollo 1 disaster? And I'm like, oh, it was, but that's an amazing coincidence because I didn't know that. But yes, today is the anniversary of the Apollo 1 disaster in 1967.
Good year, that. I think I was born that year.
Frankie says, is the stream broken or is it just me?
It is just you.
Nobody else has complained, so...
I'll refresh just in case. Hang on. There you go. Refreshed. I fell out. Oh, hello. It's all gone wrong. Hang on. Technical difficulties. Hang on. There we go. Technical difficulties there for a second. I do apologise.
Oh,
it's because I pressed some buttons.
I was just putting my coat on. I thought we'd knocked off.
No, I pressed some buttons earlier on.
Yeah, I was just getting my coat and stuff together in my flask.
I must remember never to turn my extensions on again during a stream, otherwise it messes up the stream.
Yeah, they're all saying in chat that the link's broke, so
it's working now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's working now.
See,
that was when I made it fall over for a second.
Glasgow was saying when I sit in my chair a certain way, it looks like I've got elf ears.
Yeah.
Dracula.
Yeah, Count Dracula sort of.
Yeah. Or Foxx is seeing a Gundam, isn't you, mate?
I see many things. You don't want to know what I see. we talked about this earlier, remember?
That's that grown-up conversation you're going to have with that specialist, isn't it?
Every Friday, 2 till 3. Andrew Preston says Colin is 53 then.
Yes, I am, mate.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you were younger than that.
No, I'm 53, mate.
I didn't realise you were that old.
Mate. I'm not dead yet, mate.
Stop putting him up. Yeah, being out in
I
your
think
own
I've
death.
got MS, mate, but I think I've got a bit left in me.
I thought you were my kind of age.
No, I was born in July '67, mate.
You're looking good for it, mate.
That
Cheers,
make me the youngest one
You
here.
would never know, would you, that I'm 53?
Yeah,
Who is young? Yeah, you're the youngest, aren't you, Chris?
I must be, yeah.
What, you're like 15 or something?
Yeah,
think it
yeah.
goes 10
Because it's hardly grey at all. It's fine, yeah.
Lord Bartley III, 1967. It was a good vintage year, my friend.
what happened in 1967? Let's have a Google.
There was the Apollo 1 disaster.
Yeah. Sprue glue addict saying I need to turn my boiler down because my clock is melting. Oh, yes, my clock of meltage.
Yeah. But it's also too cold because your coffee's frozen.
Yeah, but that's in one of those elusive eModels Builders Cups, that is.
Redland says, I'm 56 tomorrow. Happy birthday in advance,
Happy
Redland.
birthday, yeah. Somebody else's birthday tomorrow as well, didn't they say earlier?
Sprue and Glue. Yes, Sergeant Bones is 132 in about 3 hours.
That was
or
it,
something.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's
he's
in
11 to 12, isn't he?
He's like
Yeah,
58 or
it's
something,
In
87.
35 minutes, in fact.
I've just Googled 1967 in music. It saw the major releases from the Beatles, Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club.
Yeah.
If my birthday's on a Monday, I get to do a Festa's birthday factoid.
You do.
Small
Sergeant Bones confirms he's 1,965 in 35 minutes.
Happy birthday, Sarge.
Yeah. Donald Mackenzie's 44 today. Happy
Jamie
birthday.
Bones says he's 20 in 2 weeks' time. My slippers are older than that. God, you make me feel old.
I know.
Older than that.
I've got things in this room that are older than that. I've told this story before, but I remember many years ago, I started work in an office. This was about, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago. I started work in an office, and I was going through the normal, like, 2 or 3 weeks training before I cracked on with the job. And there was a girl there in the training with us, and she was, how to put this delicately, she wasn't the sharpest fruit in the basket, put it that way.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, she wasn't, you know what I mean? She was a bit special. She was a lovely girl, but she was like, what truck?
Yeah.
And we're all going around saying, yes, I'm such and such, I'm, this old, and I'm blah, blah, blah. And she went, and I said, I was born in 1971. And she went, I was born in 1990. And I was like, crap. You've been alive as long as I've been working.
Yeah.
Because I left school in 1990. And I'm like, I'm old. Yeah. I'm like, I've been working as long as you've been alive, and you're now working. And,
Yeah, well, things like, say, Jamie saying he's 20 in 2 weeks' time. I've got a child older than that.
Yeah. Both my kids are mid-20s, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, you think he's married 31 years, so yeah.
Well, Phil Lewis clearly forgot his birthday, his age, because he's retracted a message and he's typed 1963. It gets hard when you get to that age, Phil. You start forgetting. I know what it's like. Timber was 52 last week.
Yeah. You know you're old when you start saying, do you know how old I am?
Oh, yeah. I'm 82.
It's when they, at what age, Ted, do you sit there and go, I'm 70, because you do get it with people, don't you?
Yeah, how long ago did you say that, Ted?
Yeah, guess how old
You're not much older than me,
yeah,
Ted.
go on, guess how old I am then. Yeah. How
Oh,
old
you,
do
I would have thought you was about 56, mate.
Moving on.
Did I get that wrong?
Andrew Preston.
Didn't we, before we go?
Hang on, Andrew Preston was 53 last week. Don't want to miss anybody out.
Hang on, let's Google this and see if people can guess.
Somebody mentioned the Battle of the Bulge and then it moved. Oh no, just before the Battle of Hastings. Michael Jackman says, you're all youngsters, 1956, I was born.
Oh, mate, happy days. I'm not the oldest man in the room.
Yay, Peter Rogers will be 56 years and 1 day this time. Every 7 birthdays like now. What's going on?
Yeah.
Let me think, but Quanoman says, born in 1979, minus the boring one, that one with the Trump turnip I can't mention for legal reasons. What? His comment kind of wandered off into gibberish, but I think he said he was born in 1979. Which means I was already just 10 by that point.
Yeah.
If you're younger than me, don't answer. Nat Williamson is 29 in March.
Right.
Pretty youngest, isn't he, out of us four?
Phil Lewis says he just feels 956 years old. Okay, we've got some answers for Ted's age.
Right, I'll give you a clue. This year, the year I was born, it started on a Sunday.
It started on a Sunday.
The year started on a Sunday. It's the first upside down year. Events. United States President Dwight D. Eisenhower announces that the United States had severed diplomatic and consular relations with Cuba.
Cuba.
Okay, I've got you.
Yeah.
Do you want the year?
We do have some guesses before you said all that.
Ross Medlock says, Ted, they didn't have pop music in the 1800s.
Yeah. Jamie Bone suggests that Ted is over 21.
Yeah, it was chamber music.
Andrew Preston says Ted is 61.
I'm going 1961.
February the 1st, the United States tests its first intercontinental ballistic missile.
Yeah, that's 1961. No, 62, I think.
Yeah, the
62?
now. Yeah, 1961.
Oh, nearly.
You spin the year round, it's an upside down year, isn't it?
Well,
so everything was still in black and white. So
yeah, everything.
Rogers has got a good factoid there. On his day, Sid Vicious died, 1979.
On my birthday, not the actual physical day, but on my birthday, not only was it the date that Mozart was born, it was the date that Walt Disney died. Or it could be the other way around. I can never quite remember. One of them died and one of them was born.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether it was the date that Robert Wadlow died on my birthday, that sort of time. Could be a useless factoid that you're all going to guess now for me birthday.
Useless factoid of the week.
We'll do that.
BJ Blasco says, I have been building models for over 60 years. Wow. First one was a model of a big rock made by gluing two small rocks together. Tamiya, I think.
Will have been, yeah.
Yeah.
I bet it was a part missing.
Phil, somebody asked about Kennedy, and Phil Lewis says, November 1963, I have an alibi.
The grassy knoll.
Do you realise, Ted, you're only 1 year younger than the Apollo space program?
Well, they would have asked me to go on the Apollo space program, but you know what I'm like with buttons.
You didn't have the epic moustache by that point either, so...
Jamie Bones just come out with one. Ted is 1 year older than my mum.
How do you know Ted might be your mum?
I actually had someone I worked with said I was the same age as her granddad. And that's when you just begin to hate the world, isn't it? And it's like,
oh, you're the same age as my car. Oh.
It's being a policeman that when you really come to appreciate how old you are is that because when you started the job and you taught some kids to ride a bike, to go cycling, and then a few years later you're teaching some kids to ride a bike and go cycling, and then somebody says, do you know Florrie Smith? No, that's my mum. You taught her to ride a bike. All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks for that. Peter Rogers says the date of my birthday will be 0202. I can't read it. Hang on. 0202 2020. 0202 2020. That's a lot of 022002. Yeah. Cynical Steve says blinking George Michael died on my birthday. It really ruined the mood of the party.
Kitchen Modeler shares his birthday with a young Prince George. Gutted he didn't put a bet on with the bookies on his birthday. Ted, did we have model kits in 1066? We didn't. We just had tapestries.
Yep. And they were all. You had to have like 35 different shades of brown.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, you always had the wrong shade of brown, so you had to go to the shop to get another one.
Edward Leonard says Ted is 1 year older than me. So Edward Leonard is the same age as the Apollo space program. Whereas Ted, you're younger than the Apollo space program.
1 year older. You're not making me feel any better. Anyway,
Maggie Thatcher resigned on my birthday. Now that was a party, says Asta. Yeah. And only 25 minutes more till mine, says Sergeant Bones. We have to end within 20. We have to end soon, otherwise we've got to sing Happy Birthday, and that's just going to be torture.
Yeah, we'll be gone by then.
Yeah.
Anyway, should we go and do something else before we finish the show?
One thing we've got to do before we finish, isn't there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Before you do, Jamie Schreiner, Czech model maker, says, catch you all next week, guys.
You might want to hang about.
Might want to
Yeah, you might want to hang about. You might want to not go anywhere just yet. Just ixnay on the going away gay.
Right. I'll hang on.
Oh God, has Ted got to press a button? I never planned this one, did we?
Right. It could all go. It could all go seriously wrong here. So if it does, we'll wish you good night now.
The killer is. I've locked it on you, Ted Wardicus, so it's locked on you forever now.
Right, but otherwise I shall share the screen because this week we have a giveaway.
A giveaway.
Right, we'll share the screen. I'll try how to
Eventually.
Yeah.
Peter Rogers says, at what age do you start wearing tan?
I don't know, but my wife is threatening me with beige outfits all the time.
You know what? I know I'm getting old because I've started having I've started having a thing looking at corduroy and going, you know what? I quite fancy a corduroy jacket.
Yeah, you see,
I don't know why, but I'm like, I get this feeling for corduroy, and I'm like, I really want a corduroy jacket.
Tweed jackets with corduroy elbow pads and a whole new.
I don't know if I want to go tweed, but corduroy jacket. I'm like, you know what? I never was a geography teacher, but I'm getting that urge.
Are you going to start wearing cord pants with belt and braces?
I do have some corduroy trousers, but they're like baggy, floppy, almost flared, slightly brown.
You'll be doing the socks and the sandals bit next, won't you, at the beach?
Sandals. Don't talk nonsense. Sandals aren't going to happen.
Yeah, socks and sandals.
We're stalling for you, Teddy. Are you there yet?
I can see Foxx. I can see Foxx as this vision of this history teacher.
No.
Oh yeah.
I will do the corduroy pants and I'll do the corduroy jacket, but sandals ain't gonna happen. It's got to be.
Bermuda shorts pulled up just below his nipple.
Ew.
Anyway,
You know what?
Yeah,
I really regret the fact the camera was locked on you then, Colin.
I know, it's scary, isn't it? That's an image.
Don't ever do that again.
Anyway, let's go out and share this screen, and I'll show you what the giveaway is this week.
Yep, locked on you, Ted.
Yeah, it's locked on me, and I've lost a picture of the. Where's it gone? Oh, can't find it. There it is. There it is. Yes. We've got a giveaway this week of the Trumpeter 172nd Chinese Nanchang Q5 Yai. Hashtag 01684. Now, this probably links in with this week because it is the Chinese New Year. So
Chinese New Kung Hoi Fat Choi. Is that right? Kung Hoi Fat Choi?
Yeah. Or have you just ordered sweet and sour with noodles?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I went into my takeaway, my Chinese takeaway last night and said, do you do udon? And they went, what's that? And I'm like, oh, I clearly need to educate you.
There's the box. Trumpeter, cracking kits. You won't go far wrong with a Trumpeter kit. Guarantee all the parts will fit together like a glove.
Oh, yes. Like a glove.
Yeah.
For some reason, looking at the box art for this model, it's giving me flashbacks to Trigon Empire, but I don't know why. About 2 people in chat might get that reference. But I'm getting flashbacks to the Trigon Empire.
I don't know. It's an airplane. I must admit, I don't know anything about it.
It's an aeroplane.
It's an aeroplane.
Well done, Ted.
Yeah. It's a flying thing with a jet engine. So
it kind of looks like a standard Chinese knockoff, doesn't it?
I'm sure
a bit like a Phantom with a.
I'm sure it will. Knowing the Chinese, it will be a direct copy of something else in the Western world, but built rather substandardly and will fall apart within about 12 months.
Edward Leonard on a handbrake turn. Edward Leonard says, "Imagine how much noise you would make wearing corduroy jacket and pants."
Oh yeah, think of all that static you would create.
Yeah, how do you think why do you think we had all the power cuts in the 70s? It was only when they brought in all the corduroy jackets in the 80s that power levels went up again.
Yeah, but with corduroy trousers, do you not find that when you're eating biscuits, the biscuits get caught in the little troughs?
I don't tend to put biscuits near my trousers when I'm eating them, but hey.
Yeah, well, you do when you wear corduroy. You slop your gravy and biscuits all crumbs.
That's what it's for.
I tend to have in my brain, my brain knows roughly where my mouth is, so it doesn't tend to have that problem of throwing food across the room.
Beards, mate, isn't it? So that we've got that barrier.
Yeah, the beard must act as a bit of a buffer.
Oh yeah.
for
It does help, but sometimes it's a nightmare when you're eating something with ghost chilies in it because it lasts for hours.
It can be problematic with noodles.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, anyway, that's what we're giving away this week is the Trumpeter 1/72nd Chinese Nanchang Q5 Yai. Why?
Close enough.
So what have we got to do this week? Well, usually we ask you to go along and comment under the video, this week's video, when it becomes live on YouTube in a few minutes' time after we've finished. But anybody got an idea what any comments on this week?
Just put Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Since it's Chinese New Year, just put Happy New Year, either in English or in Chinese if you
Or
want.
some relevant comical link to New Year. Something
Yes.
comical about anything to do with New Year.
Yes.
So that'll do. So there we are. That's what you can win. £22.49 worth of kit from Trumpeter. Guys will send that out to you from eModels directly.
Yeah, just wait till the show's finished. It'll just become a normal video on the YouTube page, on the eModels YouTube page. So as soon as the show's finished, go to the YouTube main eModels page. I'll say that again, eModels main YouTube page. You know what I mean, the channel. And it'll be on there, and just put a comment about New Year or whatever it was that we just said a moment ago that I've already forgotten.
But if you want to buy this yourself without waiting for it to see if you've been looking in the drawer, you can go along, have a look on the website, and it does tell you a little bit more information down there, but I can't really read it because it's hidden behind the camera. But there we go. All the details are there. So that, well done. Yeah, so go on, make a comment on the video. I'm back. Yes, I'm back. Right, so about winding up time, isn't it?
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
I've just realised, by the way. I realised the other day something we never do on this channel. We never say like and subscribe and hit the notification bell.
No.
But people may not know that when you watch YouTube videos, if you have a channel of content you like, if you hit the like button, it's a really good way to help that channel. Because when you hit the like button, it helps that channel's video get listed in YouTube search results. It really helps it get seen by people. So if you like, when you're watching this now, when you finish, make sure to hit the like button and the subscribe if you're not already subscribed.
I think Sarge mentioned it earlier that 95 people were watching and only 20 had put likes. So
Yeah.
hit that like button.
Yes.
Yeah, I hope you liked it anyway.
Every time you like an eModels video, a kitten gets its wings.
Is that a bad thing though, isn't it?
Yeah. Every time you dislike an eModels video, kitten goes in the microwave.
Well, we wouldn't want that, would we?
No, eModels does not condone either child soldiers smoking or putting kittens.
If you don't do it, it's your fault.
Yes. Dear points of view, why?
Dear YouTube.
Yeah, I'm going to send a letter to the Times in a large font.
Not for kids.
You're going to send it in bold.
Yes.
Right. Anyway, we'll leave it for tonight. Well, thank you very much, everyone.
Have I got to prepare my button? Let me just do a quick TED test to make sure my buttons are working.
Slap it on.
Yes, Ted's working, so my
It's
buttons are
useful that
working.
you've got a button just for Ted, just for the testing purposes.
Yeah, so I can test like this.
I like that. I consider it a great honour that everybody has a button that goes, slap it on.
That was perfect timing, apart from I did it over when you're talking, but it was perfect timing, that, Ted. I haven't got any other buttons, though. I don't have like a schoolfish button or anything. I haven't got space for any other buttons.
We do need
Oh, you've got to do some recording then, haven't you?
No, I've got...
eModels smoking, eModels smoking, eModels smoking.
Actually, I might have the capacity. So tell you what, Ted, do that again, and I'll make a button. Do it again.
An eModels smoke, an eModels smoke, an eModels smoke, eModels smoke, eModels smoke.
Yeah, that's not going to crash my buttons between the 3.5 hour video, is it? Oh dear, I might have to trim it down a bit.
Yeah.
Just speed it up; it'll be fine.
I might have button capacity.
Right. Yeah. Anyway, we'll leave it till next week when there'll be more Mirth and Mayhem and maybe
Mirth and Mayhem.
Models, mayhem, and mugs.
mugs.
Models, Mayhem, and... Can't think of anything amusing.
Yeah, 3 M's, models, mayhem, and mugs.
Models, Mayhem, and self-adhesive tape. No, that's 3M, not 3 M's.
Right, press the button, Fox. It's time to go.
Are we going? Are we off?
We're going. Good night, everybody. Thanks.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Good night.
Manana. Hang on, he's rustling. He's rustling. See how long he can go for before he has to breathe in. Oh, he has to do it.